G'day everyone, Greg here from Fish Hope Films and welcome back to the BNSF Birdwood Sub Layout. Well, we're back for some more scenery, and this time we're going to do this scene from this small tunnel here, which was one of my trial tunnels in my tunnel lining video series. And it fits in really nicely here, so I'm going to leave it in there. And I was going to put a cutting in here, but yeah, this tunnel works alright, so we're going to go with that. And of course, with a tunnel we need some scenery, so I have to do a backdrop through here and create a bit of a cutting and mountain through here. So we're going to go through from start to finish and see how it looks in the end. I don't know, see what happens. I'm making it up as I go along. But first up, before we get started, let's have a look and see what the area looks like without scenery. Now you can see I'm using the old cardboard strip method here, and I like the cardboard for small to medium size areas. If you get real big areas, you start having problems with the cardboard supporting itself and getting strong enough. So I think then you need to go to either a chicken wire or mesh or something like that, or use the foam. The reason why we don't use the foam a lot down here in Australia is because the really good foam, the extruded foam, the pink stuff and the blue and all that sort of thing, is really expensive, and you don't find it in scrap bins, and if you have to go and buy it, it's really expensive. So the foam that's cheap is the expanded foam, and that's crap when you put little beads and everything in it, and it doesn't cut nice, and it's a pain. So that's the reason why I go with the cardboard. Now you can also see what I've done here is the back is MDF. I would not normally use MDF because it's incredibly poisonous to work with. If you're ever cutting MDF, use the best mask you can get. It's horrible stuff. It's got formaldehyde in it. Did you know that? Anyway, I had some stuff from some furniture that I had, so I'm using it under duress. But you can see that it's away from the edge here, away from the wall. And I learnt this from an old scenery book when I was young, even though I didn't do scenery when I was young, but you know, I'm giving it a go now. But I read the theory being is that your world or your earth never touches the sky, even though, you know, we try and trace the rainbows and the leprechauns at the end. So it never does touch the sky. So if you can stop it before the sky, and then ideally you have it roll over so you get a false horizon, so the horizon goes over like that, and then you get a real sense of distance. And it actually really does work. Having a bit of trouble with it here, we sort of have to cheat a little bit. We've sort of got to go up and then go straight over, but it does look much better if you've got the room to do it. And then of course you can always put some trees up here and all that sort of thing. We'll be covering this with plaster cloth, and then we'll be putting some rock moulds in, and also I'll be having to go at carving some rocks by myself. Right. Now we're just going to continue on with the cardboard strips along here. We've got our backdrop here. I've bent a bit of cardboard around here to get a nice curve around this corner. I think the glue's set, so we don't need that anymore. No, very good. Same thing, we'll be taking our horizon up and leaving this back here, so when you look up, the earth or the ground doesn't come in contact with the sky. So that's the idea anyway. So what I like to do is to go through and put a few strips in first, and get them in. Actually, I should have bent that one first. Normally give them a bit of a bend. Love the hot glue gun. So on this one here, I'm going on a bit of an angle because of the angle here. Also have to remember you get these little strips of melted glue that look like spider's webs. Got to be careful. Make sure you get rid of all them before you start running trains again. So I put these about 1/2 inch apart, centimetre, 15 millimetres. And then this is where you shape how you want the particular shape, and I'm going the wrong way here. So you just sort of give it a bit of a curve like that. No, I want about that much off the bottom, So I'm working the wrong way here. I should be working back the other way. So anyway, not to worry. And then we want that to roughly fit in with that. Yeah, I've gone the wrong way here. Never mind. Never mind. Get that back on there. And you've got a bit of time with this glue, which is good. Just hold it for a tick. And this one, same sort of deal. I like this glue gun because it has a base on it. A lot of them don't have bases and they just fall over. So somewhere around there. So I'm working back to front here. So I really should be going the other way, but never mind. So I should be working back this way, which we will do. So about there, about there. So this is basically all it is. And then I'll come back later on and I'll put a, what would you call it, a bone or a rib cage or something back through like that. That helps support all these bits. But I do that, that's the last thing I do. Now, what I do first is bend the strips and try and get them parallel to the top up along here. There's probably one more and that'll do us for this before we get into this bit here where I'll just be leaning up rocks or plaster on this bit here. But we can probably do one more strip. So the glue is on there. And just get the cardboard level with the top of here. Now of course you can, once the plaster cloth goes on, you can do whatever you like. Do all sorts of stuff up here and around. But this is getting the base work pretty right, and then you can do what you like from there. Of course, if you're not happy with the curve, what you can do, so I'm even going to leave that little bit of a thingo on there. You can, and I've done it in the past, if you're not happy with some of the cardboard strips, you can cut them and shorten them and then just put a backing piece on them to join, and you've fixed your problem. So it's pretty easy. So this one here, I might actually go, I'll see, let me think about this one. And cut up a heap of cardboard strips first. Don't do what I used to do, and do them as you go, because that's incredibly slow. I like this hot glue gun too because it's got this nice little steel nozzle there that you can get into places. It wasn't the cheapest, I think it was about $80 or something, but I've used really cheap ones and I like this one. Plus it's got a stand and you can just sit it there, which is great. It doesn't fall over normally. All right, that's looking good. So from nothing before up until now, we've got a quite nice formed little area there. And once the cloth goes on there, then we can start our magic with the rocks and the plaster. So there we have it. Also here we have to come from the top here and down, sort of quite steep, and down into the yard down in here. Not ideal really, but what do? We're always pressed for space. And sometimes we put too much in. That's another thing to learn too. Anyway, and of course I have to do something about this track coming out through here and all that sort of thing. But the first thing is to get our area done up here, and come down here, get our nice little rock wall through here, a few trees, and hopefully that'll liven the scene up and look okay. So, well, we'll get into it, and we'll come back when we've done the plaster cloth and worked out how we're doing the frame over this tunnel here. Okay, so thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next update. Hooroo, bye for now.